guys, it's March 2nd. I'm ready to talk some fishing. We're just over a month away now from actually getting out on some open water. I've been doing mostly baseball videos just because there's not much going around for fishing right now since I'm not ice fishing at all. So I figured I'd make a quick video on my latest delivery from Keitech. So we'll go over that, but first I'm gonna have a quick lunch. I just got a nice pizza delivered from Isabella's Pizza in Salem, New Hampshire. Best pizza in town. So if you're around this area, definitely check these guys out. Got some pepperoni, extra cheese. So good. So make sure you check them out. Thank you, Jamie, for the pizza. Always great. So once I'm done eating, we'll check out some Keitechs. Hey guys, that lunch was good. Pizza was good. I haven't really had pizza in a while because I try to watch what I eat because of my heart issue. But when I do cheat every once in a while and treat myself and eat pizza, I order from Isabella's. I don't always eat pizza, but when I do, I choose Isabella's, Salem, New Hampshire. They got all kinds of stuff other than pizza. If you like buffalo stuff, check out their buffalo chicken fries. That was an invention I made. They're awesome. You'll thank me later. So anyways, let's talk about fishing. Seems like everybody's getting Keitechs, loaded up on Keitechs, and my last mailbag was from Keitech. They're best known for their fat impact swim baits. Here's a 4.3 inch. The action in these are phenomenal, both largemouth and smallmouth. Love them, especially smallmouth is what I use them for. You can fish them all kinds of ways. You can fish them alone just with a swim bait hook. This is a trocar with a weighted one. Fits nicely, pops up nicely in the back there, so you're not going to get snagged. Tucked in real nice right there. You can fish them with underspins on them, give them a little flash. What else? We can throw them on with a chatterbait. So let me just grab, doesn't matter what color I grab right now, I'll show you how they look. The 3.8 fits pretty good on the chatterbait, or a 4.3, depending on the profile size you want to go to. I ordered these black cherry ones because I got some custom chatterbugs being made from 9K Elite Lures, and I'm excited about getting them, so the red should come in pretty good with the springtime fishing. Throw that on there. So that's a nice setup right there. It's going to give off a lot of action. Some people fish them like this. Some of them will flip them upside down, so the tail's paddling downward in a different angle. So experiment with both, see what you're getting more action out of, because most of the action on this is going to be coming from the front. So the trailer ain't going to get, depending on the size of the swim bait, you might not get too much flow of the water coming back because it's already going to be pushed off from the shaking in the front. So I like to use the 4.3s and 3.8s with my chatterbaits. Let's see what else they got. So they got all different sizes, the 4.3, the 3.8. Let's open up this box. We got some in here. This color right here is pretty sweet. This is the 4.8. I'd usually just fish with probably a swim bait hook. Perch color is great around here for smallmouth. Another good color there. Black and blue is going to look sweet on the chatterbugs, chatterbaits, bladed jigs, whatever you want to call them. Everybody's got their own name for them these days. And they even got these giant ones that I haven't thrown yet. So I need to find a big enough hook for that. This has got to be, I think it's like 6.8. It's close to 7 inches. I could tell you right now if you give me a minute. But yeah, I'm sure this is going to do some damage. So besides throwing them on the chatterbugs and the swim bait hooks, another way people throw them, that I like to throw them a lot, is on a football head jig. Where I kind of take it to a different level, and I use the biffle bug hardhead football jigs. So the front's swinging, it's loose, so when you're dragging that, it's going to give you a little bit more action across the ground. Or you can lift it up slightly off the ground and let it swim on the bottom. But smallmouth go crazy over this stuff. Again, the 3.8 and the 4.3 are what I'm going to use mostly for this technique. Even just letting it sit there on the bottom for a little bit and then fishing it like a jig, they're going to swallow this thing whole. Smallmouth just love it. But again, the setup right here, very nice. Gonna look like a bait fish just feeding off the bottom in between rocks and stuff, and you drag that thing, they're just gonna suck it right in. Had a lot of good success smallmouth fishing with these. So a regular football head jig, or try out the swing heads. I like the swing heads better. So that's the Fat Impacts. Ooh, they actually, here's another one, the 2.8 inch. I used to drop shot them. I put it probably in my top 5, probably number 5 for my go-to drop shot baits. It's got to be windy so the water can give it a little bit of action when it's sitting down there. But this one I'll mostly actually cast out and slowly retrieve it, so it's swimming, 6-7 inches off the bottom on a drop shot, and you catch both largies and smallies off this, so you can finesse fish with these. You could even maybe try, I haven't tried it yet, I'm sure you could throw it on a Ned rig, see how it looks. I just started using a Ned rig at the end of last year. When I mean the end, it was when I got back out of the hospital in October. I fished maybe 3 times in October, and that's actually the first time I touched a Ned rig. So yeah, this looks like it could work on a Ned rig too. Nice little guy feeding off the bottom, so I'll try that out too. Again, this perch color is pretty good here in the New Hampshire area. What else we got? So while we're talking about the Ned rig, I ordered the crazy flappers in the 2.8 inch. I haven't tried these yet. I used the bigger ones. These ones are just under 5 inches, 4.4 inch to be exact. I use these flipping docks, jig trailers, Texas rigged. They're pretty good action. I'll show you that in a second. But these small ones, I figured I could try on a neg rig, a little something different. The tails are a lot different than most of the baits you're gonna use for a Ned rig out there. So that's a lot of detail for a small bait right there. So let's throw this on a Ned rig. See how she looks. Yeah, this is gonna be a nice little bait right here. I can already tell. And the bite's tough and you have to go real finesse and downsize. Throw this on a Ned rig. Can even have it bent up like that. So it kind of looks like a crawl. This bait I kind of like more on the diving action. The action it gives when it's falling. So when she's falling down like that, she's going to give a lot of nice action there. So definitely I'm going to try this out this year as a Ned rig. If you've used this on a Ned rig before, let me know how you've done with it. Or if you use it this year, comment, let me know how you do. We'll try it out together. So we'll throw that over there. I'll show you the bigger size one. Again, I throw a lot of creature baits. You can throw this Texas rigged. You can throw it on again, the biffle bug head. We'll give it a lot of action dragging across the bottom. or as a trailer on the jig. Black and blue, dangerous combination. This will give a lot of action. What I would do here is I would bite off the head and the two front claws or fins, whatever you want to call it. So you just got the body and the tail on the jig. Yeah, I ate pizza, but there's always room for dessert. Ugh, tasty. Show you how this looks on a jig. So that's pretty nice jig right there, black and blue. Gonna have a lot of action while it's falling, while you're flipping. Black and blue's my go-to color on jigs. Can't go wrong with that. So that's another good setup there. Got green pumpkin. Actually, this ain't green pumpkin. This is Alabama craw. I saw this color. I thought I can name a few lakes. Well, I won't name them, but I know a few lakes that I'll be using this color for, with a little orange on the bottom, a little green pumpkin on top. So that's gonna look pretty sweet. I got some jigs coming in with a little orange in them too, so that'll match up nice. Doesn't smell as good as pepperoni, but it's right up there. So let's go on to a couple new things I haven't tried from Keitech. You might call me nuts, but I haven't used the easy shakers yet. So these will be good for shaky worms. This color looks sweet. It is baby electric bluegill. It's a very nice color there. I can already tell this thing's gonna have a lot of action on the shaky head. I didn't grab any shaky head hooks out. Oh well, you get the idea. I'm sure you could even throw it out there wacky rigged, Texas rigged, maybe throw a bullet hit on there and flip it into pads or whatnot. I'm sure you can fish this thing all different types of ways. And since I'm a big drop shotter, I saw the 3.5s. I figure these would be pretty damn good too. Here's a morning dawn color, good smallmouth color in the clear lakes. Again, nose hook that bad boy, and that should catch a lot of smallies. I'm sure I'll catch largies too. We'll check those out this year. I tried a couple colors, and if I like them, then I'll order more for sure. You can never have enough drop shot baits. I usually have 3 drop shot rods set up at all times. That's how crazy I get with drop shotting. That's a nice color right there. It's got a little bit of purple in there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Just enough purple flash to give it some color. They call this one a goby. Check these out. So these will be new that I'm checking out. What else we got from Keitech? Oh, to get back to the Ned rigs and drop shotting, they have these custom leeches that look pretty sweet. I was hoping when I first saw them that I could use these on a Ned rig, but they're just a little too thin, I think, to put on a Ned rig. I could try it, but I don't know where the heck did I put my Ned rig. Point it out with my Ned, there it goes. So yeah, probably a little bit too thin to try to hook in here. I guess you could, maybe if you get a smaller hook you could figure it out. That thing will look pretty sweet if you figure it out on a Ned rig, but drop shot is what I'm gonna try it for again. Nose hook this bad boy, and I'm sure it's gonna give you a lot of action, either up in the water column or just bouncing off the bottom. Something different anyways. I always try out different profiles, you know, different than what everybody else is throwing out there, especially when the water's getting pressured. In New Hampshire, we have only so many lakes that we can fish tournaments on these days. They're getting real tough with that, so they're getting highly pressured. Winnipesaukee and Squam, there's a tournament on there pretty much every weekend. Sometimes on Winnipesaukee you got 2 or 3 tournaments going on at the same time. So always looking for the edge of finding something different to try. Okay, so something new this year I want to try. I've never been into throwing tubes, which is crazy because a lot of smallmouth fishing around here. So I'm going to try tube fishing this year. That's on my agenda. So I ordered some salty core tubes. Now they're actually not hollow body. They fill to the core inside, so they got a little weight to it. So I'm going to experiment with throwing this. I guess you could even Texas rig this, maybe even a Carolina rig, or find a different type. I'll have to look for tube hooks because it's not one that I'm going to feed through the body because there's no opening there. It's not hollow. So this year definitely going to try out fishing tubes. You use these tubes by Keitech, and there's a certain hook that you use for them. Don't be afraid to let me know so I can try them out. They're very, very salty. Whew. That's something I'll be working on this year, is learning how to fish with a tube. So the last thing on here that I ordered that is new to me that I saw on their videos is their crazy flapper frogs. The action of these tails in the video looks sick. I thought of a different couple ways that I could use these. So obviously I could throw it, I don't have any hooks that I could really send this up to right now. I could try the swim bait hook just for a sample. I won't even screw it in there just to give you an idea. Running this, I'm sure you can run this thing open water. Yeah, that's not going to work. But going through the pads with that on top, with a light hook, with no weight, should be pretty dangerous. And open water on top too. This gives out a lot of action. But what I wanted to try it for, maybe people have tried it already. If you have, let me know. But I was thinking of throwing it on the back of your chatterbait, and that should give off a lot of action. So we got a little black on black action right here. This is what I want to try. Not sure if anybody else has tried this yet, but I'm going to. Now that looks sweet. That should give off a lot of action, and it's fat. It's going to give it a big meaty profile coming through the water, fatter than your normal trailer of a jig, not a jig, a craw. Real fat claws there. You could probably run this high up in the water column and let it sink down a little bit. We'll play around with that. That's exactly what I wanted when I saw it swimming across the top in the video. I figured it would look good on a chatterbug, and it does. So I can't wait to toss that around. All black right there is gonna look sweet. All white is a good color for a chatterbait, so I ordered the white. And these are 3.5 inches, by the way. So again, I think that's going to look pretty sweet on a chatterbait, if I'm not just throwing it as a frog. And this color was really, really cool. I was surprised when I saw it. It's just a green frog color, and it looks like a green frog. Try to get close there. A lot of sparkle in there. Pops out at you nice colored body. So this one I would probably definitely throw across the pads when I'm frog fishing. But the other two, the white and the black, I'm going to try out on the chatterbug. If you do the same, let me know how you do with it. I think that's about it. We've gone over everything. If you like throwing worms, they have a mag worm that's a pretty nice worm. If you're just chucking worms out there, it's got a big waggly tail. I think that's, if I compare it right now, it's bigger than 7 inches. I don't know if I can even read this. It is 7 inches, so you probably want to use a 5/0 hook on this, and you can just chuck it out there if you're fishing a big worm. So they got a lot of good stuff. Check them out. You definitely should have Keitechs on your boat for several different reasons that we went over, and there's a bunch of other reasons that I haven't gone over, and come up with your own ideas. And again, if you haven't tried them before, or you're about to do an order, if you use my last name, you can get 20% off your order. I appreciate it if you use my last name. So yeah, it is almost time to start working on the rod and reels and putting new line on. Really getting itchy to go fishing. I haven't been able to do any ice fishing this year just because they're very worried about me falling and hurting myself. Any little bang, I could bleed internally because of my blood thinners, so I stayed off the ice all winter. So I'm dying to get back on my boat. I think we've got one more fishing show coming up in New Hampshire and Milford in a couple weeks, maybe next week. I gotta look up the date, but it's coming up soon. So I'll probably go to that, maybe take some videos. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what they have there. It's probably going to be similar to the one that was in Boxborough, but at least it'll feed the hunger a little bit. Especially the guys that I normally fish with are going to Chickamauga in a couple of weeks for our annual winter trip. Last couple of years we went to Okeechobee and had a blast. Unfortunately, I can't join them this year because I have to be within 2 or 3 hours of Boston at all times because of my heart. I can put myself on a hold on my list. So basically I would call into my doctors anytime I'm going outside the area, and they would notify the nearest hospital to let them know there's an LVAD patient in the area. But during that time, obviously, I wouldn't be on call to get a transplant. So it's not something I want to put myself on hold for multiple times. So my plan is to do it when I go to Champlain, so I don't want to miss my Champlain trip this year. Last year I missed it because I went to go get my boat in Missouri in June, which was worth it, obviously. I don't want to miss it this year. So if I'm going to use a hold on my transplant list, it's going to be for Champlain, and then again I'll only be 4 or 5 hours away. So if something really bad happens, I'm not too far from Boston. But yeah, till then, we should hopefully get on the list soon. I reached 6 months mark of good behavior, so we're just waiting for the doctors to let me know that I'm on the list. It's been a long wait. I have an appointment March 7th, this Thursday, and I really hope they give me the news that I'm on the list, just to take something off my shoulders, something I'm always thinking about. Once you're on the list, I think people will relax a little bit more because it'll be a step closer into the right direction. Other than that, I'm feeling good. Put on a lot of weight since I started going back to the gym and stuff, and feel healthy enough, and just looking for a really good fishing season, baseball season, just life in general, hoping for a good year. So I'll talk to you guys later. Fish with heart.